We love to develop things in a vacuum. We love to over-engineer, and we think this will be amazing without actually thinking about literally the kid that's going to sit in here and have to use it.
Adam Fife is founder and CEO of CenCore Group. Welcome to the Drone Wars podcast.
Volume matters. We want to order 10 or 20, right? But we know you need 600 or 700. You have so much more negotiating power. And can then pass those savings on, which then gets you to, everyone likes to talk about the attritable price point. You only get there with volume, period, full stop.
Adam Fife is founder and CEO of CenCore Group, which provides secure edge communications, physical security, and containerized solutions like I'm sitting in right now for global operations. Adam, welcome to the Drone Wars podcast. What's up, Adam? How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for having me in your box.
Yeah, hey, no, I mean, you can't get much better than this wonderful aesthetic. So
Yeah.
we're glad you could join us in our box.
Made by Mitsubishi, huh?
Well, made by Mitsubishi. If you're South Korean, it's okay.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah, North Korea.
North Korea now. No
Nah.
China. We're good. We're good. Our supply chain's clean.
Clean
So
supply chain.
Yeah.
I'm just, the admin actually sent me in here to make sure you guys were, NDAA compliant.
Oh, you know how it goes. We're all made in America. We got it. We're for the most part.
So where is the CenCore box we're in made right now?
Where is this one right now? We're sitting here in Southern California, Palm Springs.
I meant where do you make these?
Oh, where do we make these?
Yeah.
So we make these in California
Cool. Awesome.
and Colorado.
In Colorado?
Yep.
You gotta have a couple factories.
Yeah. So we're excited that we've got expansion into South Carolina and Utah coming up here in the next 6 months to kind of meet what the demand signals. So
Lindsey Graham excited by this?
I believe so. Yeah, I'm told he is.
Yeah. South Carolina is a good place for bending metal, huh?
It's an incredible place to bend metal because we've been able to get space. I mean, just the sheer cost efficiency there is amazing. And the labor, the skilled labor force, they're highly trained, readily available from the perspective of just excited to work in something like this. So very happy about it.
All right. So now that we've just made a bunch of bad jokes, Adam, we've known each other for a couple years. I think we actually met at one of these a couple years ago for the first time. But tell us a little bit about what you do and what is CenCore.
So CenCore, I mean, the best way for us to phrase it at this point is we say we're more of a communications as a service type company. And really our focus is on delivering, let's say, hardened communications, secure communications at the tactical edge. And that is anything from the data centers that power the AI piece, because you can fill these up with all sorts of racks.
Yep.
To the analysts that would sit in a place like this, to the drone operators that are running and driving those drones.
Yeah.
So
talk to me a little bit about the exponential growth you guys have had over the last couple years.
Yeah, it's been unique. We traditionally, more of a services-based company who fell into the world of products and manufacturing because of our security background.
Yeah.
And when the Marine Corps brought us in to talk about this, what we saw immediately was we realized, okay, if we do this and do this right, then there's, from a DOW perspective, there's almost infinite scaling opportunities.
Totally.
Because you need versions of this basically everywhere. So it's like your Wi-Fi mesh network in a home. It builds that globally for DOW. And so what that has resulted in is just an incredible demand signal, not just from DOW, but from a lot of other federal customers as well. Yeah. So we're really excited about it. We've really enjoyed the fact that it has allowed us to kind of quietly be a part of a lot of really interesting and fun things that are going on.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what's cool about this box in general is that this can kind of almost act as a network effect for a bunch of other things to be ingested in here, right? Mm-hmm. So you get to be the spider in the middle of your web.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good way to put it. We like being the spider in the middle of the web, and we want to make sure that we've partnered with so many different companies that one of the key focuses of ours is we want to make sure that those companies, those capability providers, are the focus and are the ones that are dealing and interacting with the warfighter, with the requirements driver, because they're the ones that ultimately deliver the solution. And we just see ourselves as the enabler behind the scenes to make that happen.
What, something we've noticed with the XL, when you actually start giving these type of capabilities to the warfighter, like it just surprises you. And maybe it's because like, I don't know what it is. Maybe sometimes people have a bias that like, oh, the military needs all these outside companies to help them solve problems. But what have you been surprised by, like when you gave this technology to the warfighter, what they've done with it?
So I would argue that the warfighter is the ultimate innovator.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that are dealing with the problem.
Yep.
And it never ceases to amaze me, the incredible creativity. I mean, I would say well over 2/3 of the minor modifications that we've made to this box over the years has come directly from the warfighter. We'll just say, hey, have you thought about, could we do?
Yep.
And you just go, oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And you just start making these little tweaks and changes, and iteratively over time, it just gets better and better and better.
Yep.
And then they see other unique ways to not only leverage and deploy this, but integrating all the other things that they have around them.
So for people who are wanting to start a defense tech company, listen to that message right there, because getting that 70-80% solution into the end user's hands and then just listening to them, they'll tell you kind of what product market fit's going to look like.
And they'll do it really directly.
Yeah, of course.
Which is the best thing about this quote unquote customer set.
Yeah.
They don't beat around the bush.
Yeah.
They'll say, this is what works. This is what doesn't work.
Yeah. That sucks.
If it could do this, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But they'll treat it as a partnership. They're not there to say, this sucks, go away. It's, hey, this doesn't work. What could we do to make this work better?
Yeah.
And that really is the most enjoyable part of the process. And I like what you said, where the 70 to 80%. We fixate so much on delivering the perfect solution so many times, which is where we get lost. It's where we lose our way, and how we don't get the capability in the hand of the warfighter. So yeah, we should be deploying 70 to 80% readily available tech all day long.
How do you manage that with your engineering team? Because engineers always want to be perfect, right? And we all know perfect's the enemy.
Right.
Right. So,
that's a great question. It's a real push-pull. We focus the engineers that we bring in, I like to call them farm boy engineers, meaning there's a lot of focus on practical and simple, and understanding that the perfection will come through the iterations that follow. So once we get to an MVP, in our case, it's got to test to certain things. Once we get to those minimally viable check marks, those boxes we have to check, we want to get it out into the hands of the warfighter immediately. And we've found as well that letting our engineers embed with, work with that warfighter has really changed some things.
Who would have thought? Going into the field with the end users.
Yeah, it's a novel concept.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how many people don't do that.
Yeah, no, it blows my mind, right? I don't understand why you don't. We love to develop things in a vacuum. We love to over-engineer, and we think this will be amazing without actually thinking about literally the kid that's going to sit in here and have to use it.
Yeah.
And we overdo things.
Yeah. We have a test at my company. It's called the Dan test, which means if me as a non-technical co-founder can figure it out, right?
I like that.
The 18-year-old Marine should be able to figure it out too.
Yeah. I don't know if they call it the Adam test, but I'm a relatively stupid human.
I don't know. I think you're probably smarter than you let on.
So it, I don't know the first thing about engineering, so this is, but I can figure out how to use this.
Yeah.
It's all that matters.
How many of these do you think you'll deploy in the next couple of years?
Thousands at the end of the day. That's how many we'll push out.
Yeah. No, it's going to be really, really important as we up level, I'd say, across the entire department.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And as you know, one of the bigger challenges is getting the services to come back to you and say, well, this is exactly how many we need.
Yeah.
So
I know.
It's always well, I don't know how much we're allowed to say on this, but at the end of the day, we always say, look, an educated guess we'll take an educated guess at this point over an exact number.
Totally.
So that we can just help you get this going.
Exactly. We'll discount it 20-30% and call it a day.
Well, and to that point though, but you can do that when you get to the volume, right? That's why the volume matters. We always, they're like, we want to order 10 or 20. I'm like, but we know you need 600 or 700.
Right.
So if you order that many, we can, because that you drive down your costs with your suppliers. I mean, you have so much more negotiating power. You can then pass those savings on.
Totally.
Which then gets you to, everyone likes to talk about the attritable price point.
Yeah.
But you only get there with volume, period, full stop. So
when you were building this business, like what have been a couple of like the most important lessons you've learned?
Geez, that's a great question. Most important lessons learned. There is a lot of value in just being willing to chew the glass and just keep going. And then being willing to admit that you're wrong on certain things and you may need to pivot. And then the phrase I use internally with my team all the time is we will lose every battle with whoever we have to lose with so that we can win the war.
Totally.
But we're not here to be right all the time. We're just here to drive towards a solution. And I think once that's kind of always been part of our DNA, which has allowed us to exist. I mean, we've been around for 15 years at this point. We don't have any investors. Now, again, full disclosure, that's because initially when I would try to get investors, I was way too early. No one would even talk to me. They're like, your bicycle's too long.
Yep.
Yeah, all good points. So, and that landscape has shifted. But because of the bootstrap mentality that we had, we've always funded our own IRAD.
Yep.
And as the money people have shown up, it's put us in a good position to be able to responsibly say no.
Yeah. Are you going to take investors? Or are you going to keep it?
No, we'll never take investors. And to a certain extent, we can't. Because what it does is it changes our decision calculus, right? The moment we take investors, they obviously, their fiduciary responsibility is to enable return to their LPs, right?
Sure.
And to a large extent, we have a hard ceiling with something like this, right? I know what my total addressable market is.
Right.
And there's a hard ceiling. And so the only way you do that is by going out and acquiring more capabilities. And as soon as we do that, we kind of see ourselves as again, like I said earlier, all we're trying to do is enable optionality for the warfighter at the point of the problem. This is kind of the backbone of that because of the security requirements.
Yep.
We don't ever want to own a capability or a technology that we would then be somehow incentivized to prioritize our own capability over someone else's when that other technology could be better. Right?
Yeah.
So we can't touch it. At the end of the day, it just goes against our core philosophy.
Right. What's really interesting about what you just said right there too, is it actually makes you guys probably in the customer's eyes an incredibly trusted, like almost neutral third party, because you're like, I'm selling you an enabling technology and then you decide what we plug into it.
Exactly. The dream is to literally sit down with the customer with the menu of optionality and us to be able to honestly say, we do not care who or what you pick.
Yeah.
Just tell us what you need.
Yeah.
And we will integrate it.
Yep.
We truly have no incentive otherwise.
Yep.
So that's the dream. I think we're about there. We're excited about it. But that's what we want to be.
Yeah. We'll have if some things happen that we think are going to happen, we'll have to have you back in here in the next couple months.
Yeah. Hopefully some big things are coming up. So.
Okay. Last question for you. Totally different from business, right? What are you reading? What are you learning right now? Tell me how brain of yours is working.
Geez. So let's count reading as audiobooks.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
Who reads books anymore?
That's how I read 50 books a year.
Exactly. That's a good, boy, I don't know. I read endlessly. I think I'm reading 6-7 different books right now. So I've always got, I am fascinated by the personal stories that exist from previous warfighters and previous generations, because that is just a perspective that I've been fascinated with since I was a kid. So I think I've got 3 different World War II books going right now. Just read a fascinating book called Operation Biting, which was the first British joint operation ever between paratroopers, Navy, and then Intel, where they took a radar dome from the Germans in 1942. That was actually just a fascinating read. And then I'm always reading some version of random fantasy novel because that's where my brain goes to check out and just relax.
Yep. Yeah, me too, man. I don't know what's happened in the last like 5 or 10 years. I read so much more fantasy and sci-fi than I did.
But who are some of your favorite like authors?
My favorite authors for what we do, the book I always plug is White Sun War by Mick Ryan. Have you read that?
Phenomenal read.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is basically how a robot war would be fought at the end of this decade. I recently finished the Red Rising series.
Oh my gosh.
Those are unbelievable.
Aren't they unreal?
Yeah.
In the way that he incorporates and brings in not just it's like he builds an entire political system, and he does a phenomenal job at literally weaving the political side of it to the operational side and the pull and the battles that occur over just how difficult it is to be on either side.
At different times of that book, I was like literally rooting for different sides. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no.
Even though the hero clearly wants to blow the whole system up, but when he blows the system up, he realizes, holy shit, we're just as bad.
Yeah, that didn't work.
It didn't
right.
work.
So and that's what I love about it is it does such a good job in showing there has to be a balance.
Yeah.
And it's an almost impossibly hard balance to have.
Yeah.
So that's why sci-fi and fantasy to me are some of the best reads.
Yeah.
Because they will, they project into that future of what if.
Yeah.
And it's Red Risings. What about Joe Abercrombie? Do you ever read any Joe Abercrombie?
What are the book titles? I'm bad at the
Iron Law trilogy.
No, I will put that on my
Logan Nine Fingers.
Logan Nine Fingers.
That's just a straight. It's incredibly gory.
Okay,
that's such a good read, though.
All right, I'm gonna fire it up.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm going through Beast in the Machine right now.
Okay,
have you read that? It's about actually Justin Finelli, the CTO of the Navy, recommended it to me last week, and I'm like halfway through. Just basically about how like autonomous systems have like always been here, and they've started and stopped through kind of since World War II. Or no, since World War
I've
I.
never read. Okay,
yeah,
Beast of the Machine.
Beast in the Machine.
Beast in the Machine. Okay,
and now it's just about like how the ultra low cost of like COTS electronics are allowing us to build ultra low cost precision guided, war systems.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I just read. I'm really bad with book titles. The same. But the most recent book that came out with the Huawei, I can't remember.
The Huawei family story?
The Huawei family story.
Yeah, that is a great one.
That one
fascinating.
Yeah, I've been telling everyone to read that because I do these random college lectures all the time.
Sure.
And they always say, what do we need to be thinking about?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got to be thinking about Chinese telco infrastructure.
Yeah. And how it is
what
everywhere.
That means and how it is literally everywhere. 65% of global infrastructure is Huawei. 40% of U.S. telco infrastructure is Huawei.
All of it's in the first island chain too.
Yeah.
Big problem.
Yeah, it's a huge problem, right? Right, which is why something like this exists. We're just trying to be able to provide. You got to have those alternatives, but it's quite a web they've weaved.
Yeah. So. Well, Adam, thanks for letting us steal your box here today to do some podcasts.
This is all yours. You guys are welcome.
I appreciate it. I'm going to take it back to San Diego then, if that's good.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to the Drone Wars podcast. If you liked what you heard today, please subscribe to catch all the latest insights for all things defense and geopolitics.